So what happens now after the 8-8 portal? How do you know that you actually went through the shift? Well, let's talk about it, right? When we're going through this energy shift, this energy activation of the 8-8, and by the way, if you guys don't know about it, I did an energy activation live. You can get the link in my description, so feel free to watch the replay. When we're going through such a big energy upgrades on, the whole entire planet, how do you know that it actually worked? How do you know that if you've actually gone through the portal, and what changes and differences and what does it really mean from this day onward? In this video, I'm going to be sharing with you some of the things that you can know for sure that you have shifted through the portal, and what does it mean by shifting through the portal, and what is this portal truly about. So if you're interested in that, keep on watching. Welcome back to my channel. My name is Tina Wong. I'm a spiritual guide and mentor for the ones who are here to do the big impact and the big things in the world. So is it you? If it is you, give it a thumbs up, and of course subscribe to our channel, and feel free to go and binge all of our 8-8 content, because I've posted a lot. Especially highly recommend that you listen to the guided meditation, and of course get your free energy activation in my description. It's a very powerful energy shift. So let's talk about this. A lot of people, after the event that I hosted, we had thousands of energies being activated. But what is the truth of it? What are we activating to? What is this really about? Well, essentially, we are moving into the new earth consciousness. And what this really means is that we're creating a better earth. We're creating a better world. And some of you guys may have heard of this thing that people talk about, of the timeline split, the earth being split into two, right? Who has heard about something like this? And many people over the past years and decades have been talking about this phenomenon happening, and it is happening now. We are being consciously deciding where we want to go, where we want to be heading towards based on our heart. So right now, a lot of you guys can be experiencing accelerated awakening, whether it's in the past year or years ago, or maybe some of you guys more recent. Let me know down below. For me, when it comes to witnessing and coaching and guiding so many people on this journey of awakening, what I noticed, one thing for sure, is that it doesn't matter so much about like, oh yeah, I was awakened like 20 years ago, versus like, oh yeah, I was awakened like 3 years ago. Like, let's not be confused about the timeline and stuff, right? Because truly it's about when you're ready, it's going to hit you hard. And actually what I've been seeing is that the people who are awakening in the recent years or even months, is that it comes to them like so full out. And let me know if you feel this way. Like in these recent months, have you been feeling like you're getting downloads left and right, and you're just like, I don't even know what's going on. I just feel like I'm surrendering, but I don't know what I'm surrendering to. So let me know if it sounds like you, because for me and the people that I lead and I work with, I definitely see the same thing. So what this means, and what is it relating to the 8-8 Lionsgate portal, is knowing that when we're shifting through this powerful portal of infinite possibility, we're really expanding our consciousness. So first of all, that's exactly what's happening. And secondly, when you're going through this portal, you're going to be experiencing an immense reframe of power. And this is what we were talking about during that 8-8 activation, and some of my other videos, you can check it out on my channel. But really about elevating you into this new form way of leadership. And this is really interesting, because some of you guys may be listening to this video now and thinking, well, Tina, I'm not a leader. I don't know what you're talking about. I never thought of myself as a leader. Well, yeah, you might be surprised. Okay, that's what I'm saying. That's all I'm going to say. That you might be surprised that if you're feeling called to work with this portal, you're being called to step up right now in some way. There is something in you that has already been like planted, that's already been seeded. And the truth is, we all have this capability to lead, to guide, to walk each other through this portal so that we can be in a new paradigm, basically, so that we can be living in love, in light, in peace, in abundance, and joy, because all of this is available for us now. But what's being shown on a lower consciousness level is that there is this energy where we just want to shrink, right? It's like we're talking about lower consciousness. We're not talking about like, oh yeah, I'm just judging it. It's about knowing that there's certain energy and frequency that it is lower, right? And there's certain energy that's just higher. When you're talking about scarcity, when you're talking about fear, when you talk about separation, like how does it feel in your body, right? Does it make you want to close? Does it make you want to just shrink? Make you want to just, maybe I shouldn't say this or else the people on the internet will be pissed, right? So this is something that, you want to be aware of. Are you hiding somehow? Are you pretending to be someone somehow, good or bad, whatever, right? But more than that, what this portal is about this new way of doing things. It's a new unleashing, right? Thinking about the lion, think about the lioness, like king, queen of the jungle. We ain't shy about it, right? We ain't like walking around pretending we're not powerful and majestic. So same with you. Are you hiding your power? Are you hiding your ability? Are you hiding your gifts? How about that? Right? I've worked with thousands of people over the years when it comes to activating their gifts, their ability, and their way of helping so many people, but they're afraid to share it because maybe their family is going to say something about it. Maybe the strangers going to think they're weird. How can I share this on the internet? People going to think I'm crazy talking about energies and spirituality and Lionsgate portal and whatever this thing is. So do you feel anything like that? If you feel like this, give me a thumbs up. Because for the longest time, we've been so shut down and thinking like this is not okay, maybe this is okay to talk about. Even if you are openly talking about spirituality and whatever it is, right? There's certain things that you're like, is this too much? Or like, am I going too far, right? Let me know if you feel this way, because I don't know, at some point I definitely felt this way. But the truth here is you're meant to speak your truth. You're meant to be in your power. You're meant to explore the gifts and abilities that you're gifted with. And there's nothing wrong with having them. But it's like, that saying in Spider-Man, like with great power comes great responsibility. You need to understand and have that responsibility to explore what this is really about, right? And of course, use it for good. Don't be one of those people. I'm not gonna even go there right now, but don't be one of those people, if you know what I'm talking about, who use their gifts and abilities for something else. You don't want to be that. So knowing that now you get to choose. But this portal and the aftercare, this is what I want to really talk about, is truly about deciding the reality that you want to live in. This Lionsgate portal, one of my favorite, and I'm not just saying that like, oh, every portal is my favorite, but really the 8-8 is my personal, it's very connected with me and my heart, and it's really encompassing everything, right? We're touching on love. Right? It's the lion's heart. This is the portal of love. When you're activated, when you're in love, things come to you and things come through you. We're talking about wisdom. We're talking about ancient knowledge. We're talking about cosmic knowledge. We're talking about actual love coming in, abundance coming in, people wanting to help you, supportive energy coming in when you open your heart. And think about our society now, like how many of us, we have our hearts being closed because we're afraid to fall in love again. We're afraid to love. We're afraid to trust. We're afraid to even hug people. Like, come on, right? So these are some of the things to know if your heart is open or not. So when your heart is not open, how can you receive anything? This is the biggest portal of going deeper, understanding, receiving, and isn't even giving. So when you are deciding to what reality you want to be in, you have to ask yourself, do I choose love or do I choose hate? Do I choose love or do I choose fear? Do I choose to be compassionate or I choose to be spiteful? Do I choose to be forgiving, right? Or do I choose to be like crutchy, right, about it? So you have to ask yourself, what feels good on your system? Because the old consciousness is about like, well, you know what? You hit me, I hit you. You punch me, I punch you. You poke my eye, I poke your eye or two, So we're done with that already, right? Tick for tack, like, my God, it keeps on going. Like, are you tired? Because I'm freaking tired. So we're done. So now just deciding that like, dang, like, I don't want that anymore. Get that thing out of the window. I'm done here. And what I truly want is to be living in peace. What I truly want is to living in love, but love not just like a weird, like, what does that even mean kind of thing, right? Right? Like the thing is, when we say love in today's world, it's so what was the word? Like, so there's so many illusions about what love is, right? You think about romantic love, you think about lusty love, you think about whatever, like, I don't know what your definition of love is, right? But it's like, there's so many different things. But yeah, love is all of that. But what I want to bring forth here on this energy is like just to make it more tangible, to make it more understandable, is just tap into the things that you are so grateful for right now. And you've probably heard of this, okay? And I don't want to make it like a cliche thing, like, oh yeah, gratitude is key. But honestly, during this portal, what I've been shown is the way to tap into the heart is through gratitude. When did our world become so ungrateful? Why do people start become so ungrateful? And it's something that I was thinking about, was really reflecting on. And it's truly because we didn't feel appreciated when we were growing up. Maybe we didn't feel appreciated by our past partners, by our parents, by our whatever authority figures. We felt like we were just a waste of space. What we were doing is not good enough. We were criticized for the things that we try to do, we try to be good about it. It's like, oh, but it's not perfect, right? So then we learn that, oh, maybe gratitude is not something that is even present in my life. And this is when you start to reject it, right? And I know this is the story that it was for me when I was growing up. I really didn't feel like appreciated for me, my presence, who I am. I felt like it was a waste of space. I felt like, my parents hated me. I just felt like a lot of things and hurt and pain, and because of that it was so hard for me to tap into true gratitude. It's like, yeah, thank you, but it's like it goes about that. But the really deep gratitude is like when you open your heart and you're seeing beyond the things. And this is what spirituality is about. You have to have that this ability to see beyond the thing. Like when someone gives you, let's say, an apple, and it's not about like the apples, like, oh, I don't like apples, right? It's not about that. It's about like they have that kindness and goodness, and they really care about you. Maybe they're wondering if you're hungry, if maybe you're not feeling great, and maybe this apple will cheer you up. Like, can we think about that? Can we feel into that love? Can we appreciate things that is there? So this is something I'm going to invite you into. Tune into the heart. And I know this portal is really, really big on leadership, on power, on wealth and abundance. But honestly, it all ties down into gratitude. If you don't have gratitude for what is there, what you have, what is coming your way, or what is already being present in your life, you don't have appreciation for the challenges that you've gone through, the beautiful thing that has happened in a relationship, and you're only looking at it with a resentful eyes and heart, it's like, how can the universe or divine give you more? Because have you seen how ungrateful you are? Right? I'm not talking about you. I'm talking about reflecting whether it's you or not. But a lot of us here, we want to have that. We want to have beautiful things in our lives, but are we willing to do the work? Are we willing to look at our own shadows? And this beautiful Lionsgate portal, the 8A portal, is all about really looking at things this way. It doesn't matter if the rest of the people are just like hate, violence, whatever, separation, scarcity. You don't have to be that way. And that's a choice that you have to make, right? That's a conscious decision. Are you willing to make that? Are you willing to set yourself free? Are you willing to come into a new world where this is the reality that you absolutely choose? So if this sounds like you, what I want you to tune into right now is appreciation, love, giving and receiving, right? All of this is important. If you can give, but you have problem receiving, then there's something there. If you just take and have problem giving and being generous, then there's something there as well. Okay? So look into all of this, feel into all of this. And for those of you who are ready to go to that next step and being in training with me, I'm doing a 30-day Light Warrior training, phenomenal program, phenomenal training where we are going to be talking about spiritual strength. We're going to be talking about casting out illusions. We're going to be talking about how to really anchor the light and how you can see clearly and releasing all the emotional wounds and baggages that you've been carrying for so long. It's been such a beautiful ride, and we're continuing on with this. So if you feel called to join us, link is going to be down below, and I would love to have you there. I love you so much, and check out this video, and there's more for you to binge on.